Hello all, I am P.Priyadharshini from the Department of IT, Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology. Yes, I am going to explain about the concept MapReduce. Before going to that MapReduce concept, first we know about the big data. So, big data is nothing but we have to handle the vast amount of data, that means a huge amount of data. If the data size is very small and tiny data means we have to handle the data very easily. But if the data size is too large, because the data sizes goes beyond some terabytes, petabytes, gigabytes of data means we have to use this big data to handle the data very efficiently. Because if the data size is too large means if you have to process the data, the timing is very it takes more time. So, in order to avoid that situation we use this big data, and also in traditional system it uses only the centralized data because all the data are collected and stored in one single point. But in big data that is vice versa, because in big data we have to use the distributed storage. So, we have to store the data in the very distributed manner. So, if we want to take and handle the data means we have to take the data from the various nodes. That is the main advantages for using this big data. In big data the main component is Hadoop. So, Hadoop is nothing but it is also the same. We have to use this Hadoop to handle and process the huge amount of data. So, first of all, MapReduce. So, MapReduce is nothing but it is a parallel programming software framework designed to handle and also process the large amount of data in the distributed storage, in distributed environment. So, it was developed by the Google to handle this massive amount of data, and also it is nothing but it is also the open source. So, it is not cost effective, it is very usually for the clients to handle the data very efficiently. So, I already told in big data the Hadoop is a main component that from the Hadoop there are two major components. First one is HDFS, second one is MapReduce. So, HDFS is nothing but Hadoop distributed file system. So, HDFS is used for storing the data in a distributed environment. Second component is MapReduce. So, MapReduce is used to processing that huge amount of data. So, HDFS is used to storing the data in the distributed environment, and MapReduce is also used to processing the data. Yes, this is the main components of Hadoop. So, what the MapReduce will do, how to handle the data very efficiently means, so the processing is very easy. We have to break down that large size of data into the small size of data, or we consider as a task, or we consider as a chunks. We have to split the data or break down the huge amount of data into the small data. So, the data are handled by the individual nodes. So, we have to run the data, or we have to handle the data means if the data are located in the multiple places. So, we have to handle and also access the data very easily. So, that is the main advantage of using this MapReduce. So, first is we have to break down the large size data, that means huge amount of data into the small sized data. So, the data are handled by the separated tasks, the tasks are independent of each other. So, we have to run the data or store the data in a parallel manner. So, these tasks are independent of each other. So, we have to run or store the data parallelly. So, it is very easy to handle or processing or retrieving the data. So, that is the main advantages of using this MapReduce. Yes. So, in MapReduce mainly two phases. So, first phase is map phase, second phase is reduce phase. That is only the name comes MapReduce. So, first we have to get the data, that means get the data from the multiple locations or multiple sources. We have to collect the data. So, and then we apply the map function. What the map function do means we have to assign some key value pairs for the given data. So, from the given data we have to assign the key value pairs by using this map function. So, after the map function the reduce function takes place. In reducing there is a shuffle and sort phases also occur. So, in shuffling and sorting means similar data are grouped under the single cluster, that has done under the shuffling and sorting. We have to collect the data from the map function based on the key value pairs. The similar key value pairs are grouped into the single cluster, that is the grouped into the single cluster, that comes under the reducing phase. phase. In before reducing, there is a one phase, I already told, shuffle and sort phase. Shuffle and sort phase, we have to collect the data based on the key value pairs and order in the alphabetical manner. That takes place under the shuffle and sort phase. After the shuffle, the similar key value pairs are grouped into the single cluster, that is that will be taken under the reduce phase. So after that, based on this reduce operations, then the final output will be get by the based on the reduce function, whatever we have to reduce the data into the single cluster, that can be given as the output for that client. This is the functioning of the map reduce. Yes. So map phase, first we have to get the input based on the key value pairs. So the input data is split into the small chunks or small size of data, and also distributed across the various nodes, because it is independent of each other, and also it is in the distributed storage. So we have to divide the data into the chunks and also distribute it among the various nodes in the single cluster. That is the given as the input. Processing. The processing is map phase, that is a mapper function. So what the mapper function do means, it applies the map function to the assigned chunk of data. So we have to split the data into the chunks, whatever we have to the assigned for the assigned means the key values. So what the value will be assigned for the chunks of data, that will be that in that data the mapper function will be applies the data. Okay, so it processes the each input record and transfer it onto the intermediate key value pairs. First we have to get the input as a key value pair. After the mapper function applies, we have to produce the intermediate key value pair, and the output given as a collection of, that means a list of key value pairs. This is the operation of the map phase or processing of the mapper function. Yes. Next, reduce phase. In reduce phase, shuffling and sorting will be done. Based on the key value pairs, we have to collect the data. Yes, all the intermediate key value pairs with the same key will be collected, and also we have to sort them in the alphabetical manner. That will be done in the processing. Each map reducer function applies the reducer function to the grouped in, because grouping means clustering. So grouped intermediate value pairs, we have to apply the reducer function, and it also aggregates, summarize and perform some other operation, that means sorting. Okay, because shuffling and sorting, so based on the alphabetical order we have to sort the data. Finally, the output will be given as the collection of the intermediate key value pairs. This is the operation of the mapper function. Yes. So the architecture, map reduce architecture, first we have the client gives some jobs to the master. Client, we are all the client or we are all the users, give the job to the map reduce master. So what the job master will do means, it has split the jobs into the sub jobs or sub task. So the master split the job parts. This job parts, this is one part and this is one part. So we have to divide. Map reduce function, the function of map reduce is to break down the large size of data into the single. So we have to split the jobs into the sub jobs. So these jobs are handled by some other the process. These jobs are handled some other nodes. So finally we have to collect the data grouped into the cluster. So that is the process of the map reduce. First the client give the jobs to the master. So the master subdivides, that means split the jobs into the sub jobs. So the jobs are done parallelly. Finally we grouped based on the key value pairs. This is the functioning of the map reduce. Yes. So components, what the client, who is client? So map reduce client is one who brings the jobs to the map reduce for processing, because we have two components of the Hadoop. First one is HDFS. HDFS is used for storing the data. Map reduce is mainly used for processing the data, so that the client gives some data for processing to map reduce. So job is nothing but what the work we want to do, that is the job. So Hadoop map reduce master, what their role means, divides the jobs into the subtasks and give the subtasks to the some assigned nodes. So all the nodes are collected. Yes, that is the job of the master. So job parts is nothing but, already told you know, sub jobs. So dividing the main jobs into the sub jobs, the result will be produced as a final output. So input data, so what the data we want to process is given as the input data. Output data, after the processing what the output we got, that is considered as the output. So one of the example for map reduce is word count. From the word count, we have to given some set of sentences. So we have to in one single sentence we have to split the lines or sentence into the words. So from the words, in each sentence how many words there are that are repeated, that is considered as the word count. Finally we collect the all sentence, or we collect all the lines and grouped the data into the single cluster, and how many times the words are repeated, that is considered as the word count. So from this, how the map reduce function works, so that we'll see. So first we have to given the input as a set of text files. So map function, for each line in a text we have to split the lines into the individual words, that is the map function. Yes, we have to break down the large size data into the small size data, that will happen under the map function. So for each words we have to emit the intermediary word, because the words are based on the key value pairs. Key means that is considered as a word, value means how many times the words are repeated, that is considered as the word. So that is we have to count it, and then shuffle and sort. So all the word, that means that word one time repeated, that also combined and also the sorted in a particular manner. So reduce function for each word, so you have to receive all the ones and combined as the how many times they repeat. That we, if example, for example, if the words are repeated 5 times means, so the word for example is, that word is repeated 5 times means is comma 5. So that will be counted under the sum function, sorry, reduce function. So sum of all the ones to get together to get the total count. So and then finally we have to get that word and then final count. This is the operation of the word count. Yes. So and then job tracker, task tracker. Job tracker is nothing but it is a master role. Task tracker is nothing but the slaves node. So master means the whole size of, that means full control that will be happened by the job tracker. So it is to manage, so manage all the resources and also the assigned some jobs to the some other nodes. So that work is done by the job tracker. Task tracker means the job trackers give some task to this task tracker. So the task tracker complete the task and again gives to the job tracker. This is the role of the job tracker and task tracker, because in map reduce we have to break the large amount of data into the small size, though. So managing role will be done by the job tracker, and then task that will completed, that will be indicated by the task tracker. Yes. So example, I already told you word count example. For this we have to see one example. So these are all the files or sentence. One file contains some set of sentence. So welcome to Hadoop class. Hadoop is good, Hadoop is bad. So from this line we have to split the words. Welcome is one of the word, to is one word, Hadoop is one word, class is one word. So in the sentence Hadoop is. So we have to split into the words. Hadoop is bird. So first step is we have to split the data as the input. So input is welcome to Hadoop class, Hadoop is good, Hadoop is bad. So initially we have to set some size. So we assign some size, because in this file, so welcome to Hadoop class is a 4 size, Hadoop is good is 3, Hadoop is bad is 3. So we just initially we have set some size for the particular file, means it will be very easy to do the map reduce function. So I assigned 3 as a size of this file. So that's only I given the input as welcome to Hadoop. Yes, welcome to Hadoop, 3 size. Again the class comes under the next sentence. So class Hadoop is, and then good Hadoop is, and then bad is a separate sentence. So from this I have to split the data as the input. Okay. Yes, this is done under the input function, and then input splits. Based on the input, how the based on the input we have to split the size as the size data size is 3. So based on the data size we have to split the input. So welcome to Hadoop, class Hadoop is, good Hadoop is, bad is a separate sentence, because we set the size as 3. This is not mandatory, but if we have to set the size, means it will be very easy for processing the map reduce function. Yes. So and then input split, after that mapper function. So from the mapper function nothing but yes, we contains one sentence, no. So we have to get the word, and that word how many times they repeated in the particular sentence. So welcome is repeated on the 1, so 2 is repeated at 1, Hadoop is repeated 1, so comma 1. So this is done by the mapper function. And then class Hadoop is comma 1, comma 1, comma 1 time only repeated. Good Hadoop is bad. If suppose Hadoop is repeated in this sentence means, if I say example, good Hadoop means we have to write good comma 1, Hadoop comma 2, not like that. Good comma 1, Hadoop comma 1, again Hadoop comma 1, because our count, we have to get that, split the data and we have to give the data count as a 1. So, if the same data is repeated in the sentence means, in the mapper function, good comma 1, Hadoop comma 1, if suppose is replacing Hadoop means Hadoop comma 1 also written. Is this done by this function will be done by the mapper, and then shuffling means nothing but we have to merge, that means we have to ordering the data in a particular manner. So, I order the data in the alphabetical manner. So, from this we have to collect the data. So, based on the data I assign that means I ordering the data in the alphabetically. So, first bad, class, good, and then if the similar data repeated means the data are grouped into the single cluster, but it is considered as the 1. This is the intermediate key value. Yes. So, intermediate key is Hadoop, value is 1. We don't write Hadoop comma 3 in the shuffling function, that will be done by the reducing function. So, shuffling and sorting role is just we have to collect the data, arrange it orderingly. If similar data occurs means, and then we have to group it into the single cluster, that will be done by the shuffling. So, bad comma 1, class 1 time repeated, so 1, good comma 1, Hadoop is repeated 3 times, so Hadoop, this comes under the single cluster, and then is 2 times repeated, so is considered as a single cluster, 2 comma 1, welcome comma 1. Yes, this will be done by the shuffling and sorting. Finally, reducing function. So, what is the role of reducer function is, if the word is repeated 3 times means the count all the ones and reduce into the particular count. So, bad is repeated 1 time, so 1, class 1, good 1, Hadoop is repeated 3 times. In the reducer function only we have to write the count as 3, is 2 times, 2 1 time, welcome 1 time. Finally, we have to merge the data from the reducer function. So, this is the working function of the map reduce. Yes. So, final output of the map reduce task is we have to arrange the data in the table manner, bad 1, class 1, good 1, Hadoop 3, is 2, 2 1, welcome 1. This is the final output of the map reduce. Yes, thank you. I hope you understand the map reduce function. Thank you all.